What's going on, Rally Readers? Hello, welcome to our special online edition of Rally Readers that we are so excited to have all of you with us here today. My name is Trent Rush. I'm one of the broadcasters for Angels Baseball, and we have a couple of really special guests today, including Angels manager Joe Maddon, who is here with us. Everyone wave and say hi to Joe right now. There's a lot that we're going to have, and we also have the Chick-fil-A cow that is here today. Everyone say hello and wave to the Chick-fil-A cow. It's pretty neat. He was with us today. We hope everybody was able to get those cow headbands. If you have them, make sure you put those headbands on right now because we all want to match. You got to get your headband on too. We're all in this together. He also wanted to make sure that you guys all get your Chick-fil-A cards so you can enjoy your favorite chicken sandwich after this event. You can go pick them up at the library. Of course, that's while class. So everybody wave and say hello to the Chick-fil-A cow who is with us here today. Okay, so the reason that we are here on this very special Monday is because April 4th through the 10th is National Library Week. Time to highlight essential libraries and librarians and library workers that all play such an important role in transforming lives and really strengthening communities. So we use the library in so many different ways to all kind of come together, and libraries help foster a sense of belonging in community through learning, discovery, and exploration. So you can show your support for the Anaheim Public Library by visiting one of their open branches that are open right now. You can use a curbside pickup, which is available, or by signing up for a library card, or by following them on social media and using the hashtag Rally Readers. We're all super excited that you're with us here today. By the way, we were just talking about Chick-fil-A a moment ago. Wanted to tell you that we are going to have a very special secret word that I'm going to say at the very end of our program here today. So make sure that you're all paying attention. And when I say the secret word, it's going to be very important that you remember that. And we'll tell you that's going to be the way to go to get your Chick-fil-A meal there. So listen out for the listen up, I should say, for the special word that is going to be coming up in a moment. Okay. Now, here is the manager of the Angels baseball team, off to a very good start. Boy, an exciting win last night. The Angels have won 3 of their first 4 games, and Joe Maddon is with us right now. Good morning, Joe. How are you?
Good morning, Trent. Good morning, Mr. Chick-fil-A cow. God, you're good at everything that you do, Trent. Yeah, it's a very good morning, 11 o'clock. We're going to get to this in a minute. The Angels are off to a good start. We're playing very well with a lot of emotion. If you watched last night, I think you're all impressed with Shohei, what he was able to do. So up and down our lineup in that clubhouse, it's been very exciting.
Joe, I know we got a lot of kids on with us right now watching this. And, I kind of have thought the things that you've talked about in spring training kind of go beyond just what you see at the major league level. A lot of lessons that I think that you've taught to your big league players now that I think can be applied to maybe those in little league, or maybe they're in elementary school coming up through. What are some of the big keys for maybe why you feel like this team can be so good this year, and just how important it's been for this group to play as a team and play together?
Unity. You're using the word right there. And in other words, unity, being together. You're not going to accomplish a whole lot as a group unless you do come together. You have to be selfless, meaning that you have to be there for each other. It can never just be about you. When you take that kind of an attitude into a group setting, it normally doesn't work out too well. But if you're going to be part of a team, you got to be prepared to be just that part of the team. And it's not just about you. Whatever it says on the front of that uniform, Angels, it's about the Angels. It's not about what it says on the back of the uniform. So understand that as you continue to get older, participate in other teams, which I think is great. Beyond your schoolwork and reading, we're going to talk about that. That's, to me, the best thing in the world you could possibly do for yourself. It's like exercise, gymnastics for your brain. The idea of playing together, being part of a group. It does, and you don't have to go out there and win championships. It's participation. It's being with others. It's understanding different methods by teachers, mentors, coaches, and it's not always going to be exactly what you're looking for. Then you have to adapt or make changes. It's great. So unity, being part of a team, and it doesn't always go your way, but if you keep fighting, it will.
Good stuff, Joe. Well, I think the reason why we're all here today is On National Libraries Week, let's read a story. So what do you have for us here today, Joe?
I have, this is awesome. I can read, it says on the top there, my first reading, and it's about Pete the Cat, and it's about playing ball, and he's number 7 for the Rocks. Written by James Dean. I don't want to get into that, but that's a pretty popular name, and I love that also. So we're going to get to Pete the Cat, and it's about playing ball. Okay. Did you all see that? Here comes Pete the Cat. Pete has a mitt. Got to have a mitt. He has a bat and a ball. And what will Pete do today? Let's find out. Pete will play baseball. Today is the big game. The Rocks are playing the Rolls. Don't you love that? Pete and his team get set. They play catch. They take turns hitting, sharing all the time. Okay. Then after batting practice, it's time to play ball. The Rocks bat first, but Pete waits for his turn. Look at how cool Pete is sitting on the bench, paying attention, not jumping around. Good stuff, Pete. Okay, crack. The batter hits the ball. He runs to first base. Way to go, Pete cheers. Good teammate. Gosh, you just love good teammates. Batter up, says the umpire, and Pete goes to bat. Number 7. Okay, the pitcher throws the ball. Pete swings the bat. He misses the ball. Strike 1. Happens. The pitcher pitches again. Pete swings too high. Strike 2. The pitcher winds up. He throws. Pete strikes out. It happens. Not always going to be perfect. You might not understand this, but I think perfection is a boring concept. Pete's not perfect either. But he's not sad. He did his best. Way to go, Pete. Pete's friend Ben is up. Ben hits a home run. Way to go. Cheers, Pete. Again, being a great teammate. Look at that ball go out. Looks like Shohei last night. See that? Okay. The Rolls go up to bat. The Rocks go to the field. Trying to get this. You can see everything. Crack. Here comes a fly ball. I've got it. I've got it, calls Pete. The ball hits his mitt, but Pete drops it. He's not sad. He did his best. Always, always hustle and try to do your best. Another hit. This time Pete catches it, but he throws it too far. You know what? I've always told guys on defense, if you're going to make a mistake with your arm, throw it too far. I like that. Pete is up at bat again. He wants to hit the ball. The first pitch is too low. Pete does not swing. Ball 1. Good eye. The next pitch is too high. Pete does not swing. Ball 2. Good eye. The third pitch is inside. The fourth pitch is outside. Pete gets 4 balls, and that really helps his team. Pete wanted to get a hit, but a walk is cool too. Don't always get what you want, but also could contribute in other ways. Nice going. The next batter gets hit. Pete runs as fast as he can. Pete wants to score, but he is out at home plate. Pete is not sad. Once again, he did his best. Great slide. Look at the ball with the catcher. It's awesome. Rocks 6, rolls 3. Way to go. Cool. The game is over. The Rocks win 6-3. Way to go, calls Pete. Had a great time playing the game. Good game, the Rocks say. Good game, the Rolls say as they shake hands before they go. Probably have a juice box or something, right? Pete did his best. He had fun. What a great game. So, tremendous amount of lessons to be learned there. It's not always going to go your way. Just keep trying very hard, and eventually it will. But that's Pete the Cat and playing ball. Outstanding read. I opened it up a few minutes ago, and I was really impressed. Nice going, James Dean. This is something you could get, I don't know, at the library or maybe even in the store. But Pete the Cat, play ball. And there you have it.
Good stuff, Joe. Well, we want to invite some of you guys watching right now to write some questions and ask the Angels manager, Joe Maddon, some questions, and we'll get to those in a moment. While we're kind of waiting for people to submit some questions there, Joe, I do want to ask you a little bit about your Respect 90 program and your foundation, and also the reading program that's a part of the Respect 90 Foundation. That's Read 15. What are some of the things that you really emphasize in your foundation when it comes to reading and education, and what's so important there?
Yeah, if you go to respect90.org online, you'll find a lot of the information about what we do, because it's a lot of things we're trying to touch. But specifically, the latest program is Read 15. I'm challenging everybody, kids, grown-ups alike, to read 15 minutes a night. I've just recently downloaded a book called The Splendid and the Vile, about Winston Churchill during World War II, by an author named Eric Larson. He also wrote The Devil in the White City about Chicago, which I've already read, and he has others. I could just tell you my life kind of changed for the better, obviously. And about 1975, Uncle Chuck, my uncle, my dad's brother, gave me a book called Centennial, and I started reading on buses, like going to ball games. After games, you're going large distances, and man, the moment I started reading, my whole world opened up. Your imagination springs. Your ability to think more clearly, kind of drill down into your thoughts, improves. Everything gets better just by reading. It's like I kind of alluded to earlier, it's kind of like mental gymnastics, push-ups, sit-ups for your mind. It just works. So we're trying to get that across with the kids back home, because I absolutely firmly believe, unequivocally, that just by reading alone, being an avid reader, that is probably the best method to move you along and have you do well in school, and eventually get out of high school into colleges, and then even grad school. And really, it's going to be a big starting point for your career. For the kids that are watching, that's hard to really imagine. I get that. For the grown-ups, I mean, that's how I view it. And I do. I've been reading pretty much solidly since 1975. And the Read 15 program, the Respect 90 Foundation, we're trying to promote that and get kids putting down your devices, whether it's an iPad, a cell phone, or just TV, streaming, and read. And when you read, your imagination springs to life. And it's just a better way to be influenced by what you read and what you decipher from that, as opposed to constantly being fed stuff and then possibly taking on the opinions of others, where you really haven't had a chance to think your own opinions all the way through. For all those reasons, I think reading is possibly the coolest thing we can do for ourselves.
That's awesome hearing you say that. Well, we do want to open up to a couple of questions. Adriana has a question. It's a simple question that could lead to a pretty complicated response, I must say. Joe, what do you do as the manager of the Angels?
Well, what do? I try to stay out of the way. It's my primary job. What you do is you kind of set the course. You empower people. You bring a philosophy, a culture where it's comfortable and free to fit into. I believe the more freedom given, the greater discipline and respect returned. So if I can set it up that way, then it pretty much it should run itself. And when things kind of run themselves, you've properly set it up and you've done your job. So, I mean, probably the easiest or best way I could describe it is that way. Right now, our coaches really deal with the players a lot more than I do on a daily basis when it comes to instruction, et cetera. And then the players, I want them to absolutely be in charge of their own world, the clubhouse, and their own careers. And again, only interfere when it's absolutely necessary. So when as a leader, as you're establishing culture, if you could do it in a way, and believe me, this is true, when you show up to the ballpark, you feel as though you have nothing to do when you show up, you've done everything right.
Well, I think that there were probably some Angels fans that watched the ball game last night and maybe got a question answered with that response right there, Joe. How about this question? What is your favorite book?
Yeah, I saw that pop. That is, there's so many favorite books. I like fiction. I'm a fiction guy. My favorite author is Pat Conroy, and then right behind him is Ken Follett. And then when it comes to kind of like self-help or philosophical genre, uh, uh, Wayne Dyer has always been my favorite. So when it comes to a favorite book, let's just go with Pat Conroy and Ken Follett. Beach Music really captured me with Pat Conroy. Then I read everything else after that. And Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. I couldn't put it down. And again, it's fiction, but it's educational fiction. Beach Music, a little bit dark at times, but nevertheless, the prose and the way in which he was able to describe things was like, it's. I would read his grocery list and enjoy it. And then Wayne Dyer, regarding, he did so many good things. I loved Believe It and You'll See It. I think that's kind of not exactly the title, and maybe Wisdom of the Ages. Too many times we have to see things to believe it. You have to be able to believe in advance. In our sport as a manager, you see different components of a player in advance of the success as a scout. And that's really important to really build a successful group. So you got to believe it, and then you'll see it. Not necessarily see it, then you believe it. I'm a big, and the other one is Wisdom of the Ages. Wisdom of the Ages by Wayne Dyer. He takes 60 people throughout history that he felt were very influential and takes a little excerpt from each, like a page and a half or 2.5 pages, and then he breaks it down and draws from maybe one sentence or word within that phrasing, that 1.5, 2 pages, and it's an easy read, but it's definitely a thought-provoking read. It goes from Jesus to Michelangelo to Leonardo da Vinci to Alfred Lord Tennyson. It's all over the map with the influential people that he brings to bear. And one of my favorites was Herman Melville, who wrote Moby Dick, and talking about your insular Tahiti. Where's that place you escape to when things get nuts? So yeah, I could keep going on. I've read an awful lot, but I'd have to say those. Greg Isles is another one. Was one of my favorites. Spandau Phoenix, and Leon Uris. So last one, I'll leave you with that. Leon Uris, when he wrote reading Exodus and then the Hajj, gives you a nice balance about the Middle East, what's going on there. So again, I could go on. I was reading about 2 books a month for a long period of time, sometimes 3. I'm getting back into the habit right now because we've reinstituted Read 15, and now it's time to take off again.
Very cool. I'm a Lonesome Dove fan. I like a little Western adventure there, friendship, love, but I think it's time to maybe expand that list. That's some good stuff. I'm going to write those down, Joe.
Yeah, you got it.
Couple more questions. Here's a fun one. When are the Angels, from Paul on Facebook, when are the Angels going to be giving away a Joe Maddon bobblehead? Where are we getting one of those?
Wow. Gosh, I have no idea. How about this on my desk? This is from years ago. This is very scary. This is a bank. I sent this over to Soch because we were playing the Angels when that happened, and Soch returned it to me wrapped in a towel, broken into 1,000 pieces. God, I wish I'd kept that. Yeah, it can be scary. So I don't want to interfere with anybody's nighttime bed story. We're promoting reading or any kind of nightmares, but we'll see.
Here's a question. I like this one from Adam. This is a very good question. Pete is a groovy cat. Who is the grooviest cat on the Angels?
Grooviest cat on the Angels. Well, of course, I'll get in trouble by not naming a whole lot of people, but possibly Dexter Fowler. I mean, Dex really fits into that groovy cat category. And I'm saying that because you're not going to find a better teammate than him. I don't know if you noticed the shoes he's been wearing in right field. They're made out of cork. There's like a cork finish to them, an actual cork that you bottle wine bottles with, cork. And he's always got some swag going on. The stuff he wears when he dresses, just hanging out. But just talk to him for 2 minutes, 90 seconds, a minute, and you'll feel it. One of the best teammates I've ever been around. I got to say that he's a pretty cool cat.
Good question right there from Adam. Okay, last one we'll get to here today. And thanks to everybody for being a part of this and participating here this morning. Chloe has our last question, and she wants to know if you can share your first memory of being at a public library.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty certain that goes to I used to do, you had to do book reports a lot in back when you were a kid. I can't remember exact grade, but going to the Hazleton Public Library I mean, you won't even know who these people are. I think the first one was a biography on Lou Burdett. Lou Burdett was a pitcher for the Milwaukee Braves back in the day, and Warren Spahn was another famous pitcher on that team. And then eventually I did something on Lou Gehrig. But I'd go to the library, pick up the book, come back, read it, and then have to do my book report. So, and weirdly, as it turned out, I became good friends with Warren Spahn. Years later, I got to know Warren really well as a minor league pitching coach with the Angels. So, I would say the real, I don't know why I remember this stuff, but the Lou Burdett book, right-handed pitcher for the Braves, big, had I don't even know if it was the MVP of the series in 57, 58, whatever it was. I did a book report on Mr. Burdett.
That's awesome. Joe, hey, thank you so much for the time this morning. I know you got a very busy schedule, but game tonight, and I really do appreciate you being here. And also to our friends at Chick-fil-A as well for being a part of this. The secret word that you had to listen out for, I'm telling you right now, pay attention. The secret word, trout. Trout is the secret word. So listen to that. Now you've heard the secret word, so go to a nearby Chick-fil-A. Thank you so much to the folks at Chick-fil-A for their support in this and the Rally Readers program. I think it's just tremendous what they do, and Chick-fil-A is a tremendous partner, so you can go and pick up a gift card there at nearby Chick-fil-A. Joe, again, thank you. I don't know if you had one more thing you wanted to say, but thank you so much.
No, again, just listen, really stay with reading. You'll never regret it. It is the one activity. You could take one of these wherever you're at. And even if you have on your device, downloading books is a really cool way because you could highlight, look up words. You could actually, I send myself passages and put them in folders so I could get back to them more readily than trying to dog ear or go through a book. So stay with it. It is one of the best practices you could learn and develop within yourself.
All right. Thank you very much, Joe. Take care, everybody.
Hey guys, thank you. Thank you.
A very special Rally Readers here on National Libraries Week. So get to a nearby Anaheim library as well and enjoy.